Hello and welcome back to Tech of the Month, coming to you this episode from, well, the boot of my car, actually. But there's a very good reason for us to be out and about, as I've got a stunning cross-country weapon to show you that's neatly hidden away inside this bike transport bag, but I also want to give you a quick look around.
And I've got some swanky but affordable shades to show you, plus some 3D printed parts for SRAM's wireless axis shifters.
Ooh, nice. But first of all, let's reveal what's in the bag. Inside the bag, of course, we have the new stunning Cannondale Scalpel. This is the Lefty 1 model, which sits just under the range-topping Lab 71 and costs a heady £8,550 or $9,500.
Whoa, that is a pricey bike.
It's not cheap.
I guess you do get what you pay for. It's got a carbon frame with a 120mm RockShox SID, got an EXO T-type transmission, DT Swiss 1501 wheels, and of course the one-piece cockpit with the twist-lock remote controlling this, as I'm sure you spotted, Lefty 8 Carbon 4. But how does this thing work, Tom?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit unusual. So obviously most forks have two legs. The Lefty, as the name implies, has only one. And it does work a little bit differently to a normal fork. So the lowers slide on needle bearings and bushings to control the stroke. And on this particular model, it is, as Kai says, hooked up to the twist lock remote. Although that is only on UK and European bikes. Over in the US, the twist lock is only hooked up to the rear shock and not the fork as well.
Interesting choice for a US-based company, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. They found a lot of their US customers aren't too fussed about having the lockout for the fork remotely. That is mainly a European thing they found from their market research. And interestingly, you'll also find that a lot of the US spec bikes don't come with the Lefty either. They just come with a regular RockShox or Fox fork.
Unless you've got the money for that fancy Lab 71.
Unless you have the money for that Lab 71 model, yes. Obviously, if you want more details on the bike, you can check out Tom Marvin's first ride review and news story with the link in the description or the pop-up banner just up there. Kai is my favourite time when we're talking about bikes. It is, of course, the geometry.
Of course, okay, so this size large frame has a 475mm reach, a 66.6 degree head angle, a 75.5 degree seat angle, and 442mm chainstays. And something I do need to mention is that, considering that Cannondale invented the BB30 bottom bracket standard, it's very interesting to see they've gone threaded.
Yeah, they have gone back to good old threaded bottom brackets rather than BB30, which they helped pioneer. And that's definitely something that I am very, very happy about. A few nice little practical touches aside from the bottom bracket as well is the room for two bottle cages in the front triangle, ideal for longer marathon events, which are going to be excellent on this bike with its slightly longer travel and more relaxed geometry. It's also the flex pivot rear suspension as well, and those chainstays are actually size specific, so they get longer as the bike sizes increase. Again, if you want the full geometry and the details on that, you can check out the link in the description or the written news story.
All right, Tom, I know you can chat numbers all day, but how about I move on to the bag that you're hiding this thing in?
Yep, I don't really want to put it away again, but I think it's time we talked about that bag, as you say.
Now, Tom, we both like to transport our bikes in the car, but as is often the case in good old England, they're pretty muddy when we do so.
And that's where the Scott Bike Transport Sleeve comes in. It's a bag that you can put your bike in so you can keep the back of your car nice and clean after a muddy ride. You can just pop your bike inside, slide it in the boot of your car, and the bike is kept nice and clean inside the bag. The back of your car is clean as well. Everything's all hunky-dory. So the sleeve itself costs €69.99 or €79. It folds up into its own internal pocket, which is a nice little touch, so you can keep it nice and tidy, tucked away inside the car or under like a boot floor, as I do with my car. It can fit a 29-inch cross-country bike, such as the Scalpel in there, although I do have to say it is very, very tight with this bike in there, so if you've got a longer travel enduro bike, you might have to take out both wheels just to fit it in the bag itself. But not to worry, there's plenty of space in there for two wheels as well. So you can keep the whole bike completely contained in the bag and get all that mud away from the back of your car.
And Tom, I've even seen with this strap here that you can stroll around the back of your shoulder.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So if you need to carry it around the race pits, for example, if you've got a cyclocross bike and you're going in between the pits and your car, you've got the strap that you can use to carry it over your shoulder. There's two grab handle bags either side as well. And the pocket that it folds into is also kept inside the bag, when it's in use. So you can put little tools or your pedals in there if you want to remove those as well, or your through axles. So it is a very practical and well thought of bit of kit. Obviously, this isn't the kind of bag that you want to be taking on an aeroplane with you. It is just built for putting your bike in and out of your vehicle, whether it's an estate like this, a hatchback like Kai, or indeed the back of your van. Even so, there is a lockable mechanism on there, so you can slide a little lock through there to keep your bike extra secure. And while it is more expensive than an old dust sheet or an old duvet cover, it is waterproof, so you are going to protect the back of your car a lot better than something a bit more haphazard.
I like it, Tom. I might have missed see
It is really, really good. I'm impressed.
But seeing as for once it's actually sunny, how about I take a chance to tell you about these sunglasses?
Yeah, let's have a look. Right then, Kai, is the world ready for your new look with these snazzy new shades?
I don't know, mate. What do you reckon?
They are very bright. I'm digging them. But what are they?
So these are the new Wrap G glasses from Goodr. Now, Goodr are actually better known for their conventional style glasses. Tom, I believe you.
I do. I have had a pair, yeah.
But these are new to the market and are for riding specifically. They've got a nice lightweight frame and even a removable nose piece, and a replacement is included in the box.
Ooh, nice little detail.
They're scratch resistant, shatterproof, and constructed with a special grip coated frame, which I've actually found really works on the trails. I haven't had any issues with them sliding about. They've been nice and secure.
Yeah, and the cool thing about those mirrored lenses is they've got an extreme anti-fog coating to help reduce any fogging up that you're going to get when you're stopping out on the trail, which I always find to be a problem with a lot of sunglasses. And there's also glare-reducing UV 400 protection as well, so they're going to give you a decent level of protection for your little eyes as well. But Goodr are always known for better at value. Kai, how much does the Wrap G cost?
Just £45.
45 quid, that is pretty good. They look a lot more expensive than that. And they also have some pretty wacky colours as well, don't they? Or at least colour names.
They do indeed. So this lovely purple model is the Look Ma No Hands. They also have Nuclear NAR and I Do All My Own Stunts.
And there's some other ones which are definitely a bit more questionable than that as well, which we're probably not allowed to include for various PC reasons.
Yeah, you can go and have a look yourself.
Yeah, go have a look yourself because they are a really nice pair of sunglasses and definitely worth the relatively modest asking price. Next up though, we have those 3D printed AXS shifters. Last but by no means least, we have the Quick Shift and Seat Shift from Leap Components. Now these are replacement 3D printed paddles for SRAM AXS controllers, not the new pod ones, but the original ones for original SRAM drivetrains and the Reverb Axis Post. These are really cool little gadgets for your AXS drivetrain, and you can have some customization options as well, can't you, Kai?
That's right, so as you can see on ours, we've got a nice BikeRadar engraving, very on brand.
Yeah, you can have those custom engraved, and you can also have different textured patterns as well on there to provide extra grip. And in hand, they do feel really nice and clicky actually, with a bit more grip to them than the regular AXS shifters. But Kai, surely 3D printing and custom, that to me sounds expensive.
Well, not too bad actually, Tom. So this seat shift I have here is around €20. And for your Quick Shift, that's about €35. But you can even bundle them together for €45.
Oh, that's not too bad. And the engraving is extra on top of that, isn't it, I think? Yeah, so the engraving is a little bit extra, but it's only a couple of euros, isn't it? It's really not that much at all. We also have the blip mounts as well. So if you've seen SRAM's wireless blip controllers, they're normally just used on time trial bikes, but Leap have made mounts 3D printed again. That means you can mount them on your mountain bikes. They're fully compatible with SRAM transmission and older AXS drivetrains, and you can mount the blips onto your handlebar with these 3D printed mounts. They look really, really neat. We're just waiting for some blips to come in, and then we can give those a try. But they cost around 25 to 40 euros each. There's a range of options for those. We've got the on-bar mount, so you can have one either side of the bar, which is quite neat. They sort of like integrate into the grips. And we also have the double underbar mount as well, so you can have them more like a traditional kind of trigger shifter. So a nice little tidbit there to end the episode with.
All right, that brings this outdoor episode of Tech of the Month to an end. And we want to know what your favourite item was. And is there anything cool that you've seen recently that you think we should feature in the next episode? Let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to read your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. But before you go, why not check out this episode of Techie Goodness?